good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Wisdom Transmissions Live here with Breanne and I.
Hello.
And we're happy to be back with you once again. It's been quite an interesting week. So Brie, how have things been going for your sessions and readings and anything interesting coming up?
It's been phenomenal. It's been really good. I mean, in the last even couple months, it's just been so amazing to have a deeper connection with the tarot. And through my sessions, I've had a lot of really good reviews, which has been phenomenal. And I have just done a February energy report on my YouTube channel too, so you guys can go check that out if you're interested. Readings with Breanne. And yeah, I know it's going really great. If you guys are interested in any personal sessions, I do have a 15% off for the next 48 hours. So,
okay. Is it a promo code? Or
no, you guys, it's already applied.
So okay, it's already applied. Yeah. So you just go onto the website, you'll see the 15% discount there. There's the website, readingswithbrianne.com. Go ahead and check that out. Well, it's been an interesting past 24 hours because I've had a few people contact me and say, Brad, have you heard the news about EE Systems? Have you heard the news about what Jason Shirka from Unified was saying about EE Systems? I'm like, no. It was interesting because I was talking to a client just yesterday about Radiate Regen, and we were bringing up EE Systems as well, too. And all of a sudden, synchronistically, this comes up. So if you guys have not heard the news, it's on Jason Shirka's YouTube channel. He basically said that the current founder of EE Systems is not the founder, basically a scam artist, right? So they were doing a lot of work to try and shut Jason up as well too, to try and basically take over his business. They wanted to buy Unified Healing. It was a big scandal to it, right? The whole EE System politics was all a big scandal. It's nothing against the technology itself. It's a good technology. And I'll say it's a good technology. It's not a great technology, but it's a good technology, right? Because I've spent about 16 to 18 hours with EE Systems. So we have one locally here in BC, Canada. We have a couple of them. And I spent some time there. It felt all right. It felt good. It's a really different feeling when you're with Radiate. When you're with Radiate Regen, it is so much more different. I'm not saying that because I invented it. I'm saying that because there is a general difference, because I really was trying to look at this in an unbiased way. I would spend some time with Radiate, and then I would go to the center, and I would spend some time with EE Systems, and I'd go back. I'd spend some time with Radiate. I go back, and I spend some time with EE Systems. So there's a difference. There's a very big difference. Radiate is much more full. And what I would say that EE Systems is a good system. Radiate Regen is a great system, right? And what I always found very bothersome about EE Systems was two things. Number one, it's really overpriced, right? All of you guys who are basically purchasing the EE Systems are basically being gypped, right? Because I have a background in technical support. I have a background in PCs. I used to build PCs. And I would just like kind of sneak around and I'd look into their rooms and I'd see exactly the type of hardware they got. Like this is not worth what, $25,000-$50,000.
Yeah, sometimes even
more
than that, because yeah,
it's crazy. And so that's ridiculous. Okay, server mounts may have a little bit of a price tag to them, but the monitors they use are cheap pieces of crap. Their boxes aren't really that great. They may have a GPU in it. They may have an accelerator in that sense, but that still isn't very expensive, right? You can still get some decent accelerators for about $200, $300. So it should be at least half of what people are paying. And so unfortunately, guys, I think a lot of you are being gypped purchasing the EE Systems. And I've wanted to say that for quite some time, but I had respect for what they were doing, right? But I've had to kind of bite my tongue and say, you guys are being ripped off, right? And especially with the cube, right? The cube that they created as well too. And that was like, what, $13,000 US?
It could even be more than that, I think.
That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. So guys, Radiate Regen is better and it's cheaper, right? And it's available for private homes and it is available for commercial businesses. This is why I have quite a few people who are ex-EE System users coming to Radiate, and they're starting to look into putting EE Systems out of the way and bringing Radiate Regen in the substitution of it for their center. So this is why I'm talking to a few people right now. So if you guys are interested, right, you just go to this website, okay? You go to radiateregen.com. Prices are very affordable because all you're purchasing is a license for the video software, Everything pertaining to your own hardware is up to you. I give recommendations, but all you're paying from me is the commercial fee of $2,000 US for the license for Radiate Regen. Now that license covers private home use, and it can also cover commercial home use. Okay. Now, another great thing I offer, which EE Systems doesn't offer it because they're pretty much money grubbers, is I give you guys a $360 US commission. If you have someone that you want to refer to me who wants to have Radiate Regen in their home or Radiate Regen in their commercial business, in their commercial establishment, then you, if that person signs up and they make the payment for the license, then you would get $360 USD out of that commission. You ask Unified TV if they do that. You ask EE Systems if they do that. They don't, right? So this is what I'm doing here, guys, is just trying to give you guys something really powerful that is not going to bankrupt you. Not having to take out a second mortgage on your house. For some of these systems with EE is like $250,000. That's insane. Their hardware is not good, guys. Like, I mean, I've peeked into their hardware. I've looked into their stuff. Like, this is stupid, right? And that always bothered me about that. But like I said, I always kind of kept my mouth shut. But now that this happens, maybe I can open my mouth a little bit more about that. So that was the first thing that bothered me. The second thing that's bothered me is I was looking online and I would see how Sandra and her son would constantly be getting barraged. They would even be taken to court with many different things about people getting ripped off, right? So this is what I'm talking about. And I kept quiet about that for a while. I didn't know what was going on. I said, this doesn't seem too genuine to me. So I'm not too sure what's going on here. But what I can say is radiateregen.com is free of that stupidness. Unfortunately, 90 to 95% of a lot of these people online are gypping people, scamming people, right? Whether it's technology that's supposed to do something really, really amazing, and you go to it and it's beyond disappointing to even look at, right? So we have to be careful, right? When I'm working with Radiate Regen, we're actually starting to work with scientific discoveries as well too. We're working with blood samples, right? And we're doing that. And like I said, EE Systems does that, and that's good. But in a comparison, just in regards to what I have on Radiate Regen, from what I've known pertaining to EE Systems, Radiate Regen blasts EE Systems right out of the water because it has so much more to it. And I'm also doing an upgrade with the Radiate Regen video software. So there's going to be even more to it. There's going to be astrological energies to it. There's going to be planetary energies to it. There's going to be star constellation energies to it. No system has ever done that before. So that's coming as well too. So yes, this is just reminding everybody that I've heard about what happened with EE Systems. I've had people email me, but Brad, did you hear about this? And yes, I've heard about it. So that's why I'm mentioning this here today. So anyways, guys, how about we go ahead and get the broadcast going? We're just going to start off firstly with some announcements, and then we'll get things rolling here with today. And we know we have some personal readings already too, so that's great. So if you do have a personal reading for us, please make sure you're offering by donation, and Breanne or I will take care of it. All right, we'll be back in a minute.
Radiate Regen centers are expanding our reach around the world, and we want to give back through our new referral affiliate program. You can earn a large income referring your contacts who would be interested in purchasing Radiate Regen industrial strength technology for commercial business as well as private home use. Spread the word and generate a commission of $360 USD per successful referral. To begin earning today as a referral affiliate, visit radiateregen.com/referral. Private one-to-one sessions have returned with Brad Johnson and Adronis, with appointment times from 30, 45, and 60 minutes online. Offline sessions including the 3 questions by email and distance healing are now available. Book your session now through our website, wisdomtransmissions.com.
Get readings with Breanne and be astonished at the depth and accuracy she provides for you through her tarot readings. Breanne can create crystal grids for distance healing, plus offer Reiki and Kundalini attunements. She is also a certified Flying Star Feng Shui consultant. Visit Breanne's website and book your session today at readingswithbreanne.com.
Source Energy enhanced products to repair and rejuvenate the body. From the power of light to crystals to bed kits, card decks, and more. View our free samples, tutorials, and testimonials on our website, etherx.co.
And of course, speaking of Etherics, we now have a 35% discount on all products on the Etheric store. Okay, so that is available right now. So all you do is just go to etherics.co and you can check out all of the discounts that are available. There's no discount codes needed. It's all included in all of the prices. And that is going to be good till end of day, February 2nd. So 35% off everything in the store. That includes the manifestation wheels, that includes the onks, that includes the new custom engraved plates that we have as well too, the wooden plates. They're wonderful, by the way. Check those out. That is at etherics.co. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started with questions now. So like I said, personal questions are welcome. Personal readings are welcome by donation. Okay. Everything else after we get through the donations, then we'll be going to the non-donation questions. Okay. Let's start off here with Gijo. Hello, Gijo, once again. Adronis, I had an unpleasant road rage experience last week. I know that I should have behaved better. Well, it's not like anyone's judging you, my friend, right? I should have behaved better, but can you offer your perspective on this incident? Okay, well, I think we'll kind of talk about it to a point where it also helps a lot of others. But yep, let's go ahead and bring Adronis in, and he can talk about this. One moment. A road rage incident. Okay, interesting. Here we go. Terra Soul Star Sirius Adronis. We are here. At this time, we bid you greetings and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning into this broadcast being brought forward through your internet collective consciousness. We thank you very much, Gijo, for your question. We understand that you had a complication pertaining to the nature of road rage. So what? That is really the nature of looking at it. You were angry at that time. Are you still angry about it? Are you still enraged about what took place on the road? Because if you are, this again is what you're learning to let go of. You have to learn to surrender. It is not a complicated process. So this is why Brad has offered the Trauma Transcendence Technique e-course. This is why you're learning about the technique itself. It's okay if you get angry. We are not saying to any of you that you're not supposed to get angry, that you're not supposed to be sad, and that you're not supposed to be afraid. That has never been our message. We can't speak for what others say to you, but it's never been our message. If you feel angry, all right, take a moment and feel what you're angry about. If you're sad, all right, take a moment and feel what you're sad about. If you're feeling afraid, all right, take a moment and feel what you're afraid about. Just look at it. That's all right. It's okay to have those feelings. It's okay to have those emotions. But when you're looking at them and you're realizing that I can let this go, it becomes a natural process. If you are so enraged to the point where you feel, again, you're holding on to that as identity, that's something you have to look at. It does not matter what the situation is. It doesn't matter if you're feeling like somebody has cut you off. It does not matter if you feel like you're losing your job. It does not matter if you feel like you're being demoted or anything of that nature through your work. It's about being able to look at your emotions and saying, can I heal this? Can I bring it into calmness? Can I surrender this? And if the answer is yes, then you've already resolved your problem. You're looking back in the past about how you lost your temper and you were enraged and you're feeling guilty about it, which means you're holding on to the emotion, Jijo. It's become your identity. You're not living here and now, you're living back then. It's all right when anger strikes, but just look at it. Just see it for what it is. Something that you're willing to let go of, something that you're willing to surrender to. That is what brings about the harmony. All right? We thank you for your question. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's go to the next question here. So I'm going to bring this one in for Breanne. So this is from Samar again. Any specific guidance Spirit has for me currently? And what I need to do is take out one of my sheets here. We'll check the... So again, guys, no offense, we really don't like these questions too much. Okay. The reason being is because we want to hear a little bit more from you. We want to we want you to give the niche of something that you actually want to personally look at. Okay. I know people come to readers and say, I don't know what I want to ask. I just want to just look at me. I'm like, no.
Sometimes you guys will get more of a general, generic response from us.
You're going to get better quality if you're specific. And this is what I've hammered into people for years. Like, please give me quality. Give me quality responses. Look into the niches of your life. Brad, what about my career? Brad, what about my family? Brad, what about me being able to travel? Fantastic. These are all the things we can look into, right? So just a heads up for people, because we want to give you good quality readings. But if you give us a general question, you're pretty much going to get general response. Okay. All right. How are we doing over there?
Pretty good. I mean, for yourself, my friend, you're coming up kind of as that 2 of Pentacles. So it feels like, oh, again, sorry guys with the glare. I'm used to putting them lower on the desk here. It feels like you're kind of trying to juggle some things when it comes maybe potentially family here as well. I feel like there is a new energy coming in for you. Like there's something fresh coming in, new breakthroughs. But again, you have to use your discernment on where you're giving your energy and your intention, because there's something that is holding you back with this three of Swords over here, and I think it could be family related from what I'm seeing with that 10 of Cups. But you know, kind of just gaining some new perspectives as well. And it's okay to have your, not always be giving other people your energy. You know, it's okay. It's not selfish to put yourself first sometimes, but there's a sense here of you're consistently giving to others with this. But again, I do see new breakthroughs coming for you coming up here. And I also got the starting fresh energy 1313. Maybe that means something to you with those numbers, but and unexpected shifts as well. So I do feel like you're going through a bit of a transformation right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I'm looking into the Akasha for yourself, Samar, you need to kind of balance yourself a little bit more, right? I kind of feel like you're on unsteady ground right now. I feel like there's a lot of things that you have to take care of. I think it's a lot of burying of old hatchets, so to speak, that need to be brought into the light. I think that you need to take a tour on how you've been living for the past few years, of things that have been left unresolved, and now it's the opportunity to do that. I think it's the idea of family reconciliation. I think it's the idea of maybe with partners that need to be reconciled as well too. I also feel in that sense that you need to adjust your vision a little bit more to seek the higher levels that you want to move into, and you're kind of not letting yourself do that. So you need to spend a little bit more time looking into yourself, doing some inner work, doing a lot of healing, rectifying old relationships, clearing out old boundaries so that you can reach higher. I don't feel like you're going to that height that you could be. So take some time and really reflect upon yourself and start doing that work. Trauma Transcendence technique is there. White light breath is there as well too, right? Like I said, those 2 techniques are all you really need to help with your own inner growth and your inner expansion. Okay, so that's really what I'm getting as well too at the same time. So yeah, and I see that heartbreak card there as well too, and that's something I think that needs to be looked into at the same time. Rectifying old relationship hurts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's go to Solstice. Solstice is next year. Hi, Jonas. You mentioned a while ago that I'd connect with the Archangels. Can you please elaborate for what purposes it would be for, and how to go about connecting to them? Would this be an ongoing thing? Our kitty wants to come in and say hi again. He always does it. Every time I'm on the computer, he jumps in the room. Meow, 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 meow. He's a daddy. I see. He's a daddy's boy. There he is. There he is. Okay, Okay, so let me go ahead and bring Adronis in, and then he can talk about, elaborate for what purposes would it be for, and how to go about connecting to him. Okay, one moment. We thank you very much, Solstice, for your question. Well, again, as we recommended the Archangels too, it's because you hold a connection with them. So you have to look at the idea, if we say the word Gabriel to you, what comes up? If we say the word Michael to you, what comes up? If we give you the word Uriel to you, what comes up? Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, Michael. We're not here to connect you to this. We're just showing you a breadcrumb trail. So we want you to feel the connection with the archangels, which means a hint is being able to feel a great celestial love, a great celestial heart, where you see all the stars in the sky as their bodies. The rest has to be up to you. You have to put your feelings into this. This is not something that is beyond you. You forget what you are. What you are is spirit. What you are is consciousness. What you are is also the stars in the sky. What you are is the earth. What you are is the breath. What you are is life. So again, as long as you're like this, nothing gets connected to. But if you're like this, and you come into the center and you listen, the ability to listen is paramount. And just listen. Archangel Gabriel, Michael, Uriel, help me, work with me. I want to connect with you. I want to feel this love within yourself. Show me through the subtlety and calmness of my being your presence. And be patient and let everything come together as it needs to. Have you been doing that? If no, this is what you need to work with. Be in your state of subtlety. Get yourself into the quiet. Come into your center. Listen to yourself. Listen to the call that you make, and then just be there, still and quiet, and letting the love from these archangels work with you, because that is a compatibility of your soul together with theirs. All right? We thank you for your question. Not everything's about purpose, my friends, and that's something you have to understand, right? It's all about connection. Connection doesn't have to have a purpose. Connection simply is. Life does not have a purpose. Life simply is. You're the one giving purposes around. You're handing it around like golden tickets, and that's great, but that's not what life is all about. Life itself is life. It's not about purpose. Purpose is a mind thing. Life is spirit. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and move on here. I'm going to go down a bit more. I think we have another couple more donations here. Okay. I'm going to come back to Adrona's questions here in a moment. I want to see if there's one that Breanne and I can both work with. Okay, so let's go to EUM142. Brad, when will we see new government installed in Cuba? If you want to look this one up too. New government installed in Cuba that's going to help facilitate positive change and improvement in overall quality of life. I think I've talked about Cuba before. If I'm not mistaken, I said that Cuba still has some ways to go. Okay, you guys have politicians there that are not for the people. And as long as you have leaders that are not for the people, who have agendas, then the people have to stand up. The people have to work together. The people have to demand that there is greater change, because there's countries that are moving very quickly with greater change. Even if we're looking at the United States, Trump is doing a hell of a job. He's just nailing everything to the wall, right? Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of leaders in other countries that are that enthusiastic, because a lot of them are globalists, okay? And Cuba is one of those countries. The people have to stand up a lot more, okay? So let's take a look at that and improved life overall with Cuba, okay? Yeah, there needs to be revolt. There needs to be revolution. There needs to be change. There needs to be sophisticated transformation. There needs to be the idea that people are talking. Maybe there's new forms of alternative news that are coming together, something that's rallying the people together to get behind a common cause. Until that happens, you're going to continue to stick with this. It's the same thing in Canada here, right? It's no more different, right? We got a very, very crooked government. And like I said, they're just a bunch of globalists. And that's the problem. If you have a bunch of globalists in your political system, you have to work to get them out. They're a cancer to the system, and they will cling on to the greatest degree possible. And so it's about educating people. It's about rallying people together. This is a time of revolution, and that's what's going to make a change. So that's what I'm getting. So how about you?
Yeah, I mean, if we look at, I was kind of curious, I was just pulling for, let's say 2025 to look at the energies there. And we do have that Nine of Swords in Cuba's energy. So it's still a little tough there. And the fact that we have the page coming out right now in the present, it's like there is a little bit of movement, I feel like, happening. And I do see really positive change. I do see harmony in the future for Cuba for sure. But right now we're just in the baby stages there. We've got that page energy. So it's going to take a little bit of time to really come out. But again, that change in new leadership, I do see that happening here, though. So it looks like there could be some maybe positive, really something positive coming together over the next year here.
Good. Yeah. I mean, 2025, like I said, is the transitional year between the span of change and the span of renewal. Everything needs to kind of get out into the open here in 2025, and we're just starting, right? It's the first month, and we've seen so many intense things, right? So like even in 2024, I was saying that. Because things everything starts off with a bang here. And of course, 2025 is no more different. We are seeing immense change happening all over the planet, and things are going to continue. But like I said, get behind people, right? If people feel the same way you do, work with them, right? Talk with them, connect with them, create groups, work together, right? This is all about people learning to take their power back. We have given our power away too much. And you're learning to get it back, and you're working together with groups who feel the same way, and work together and rally and do whatever you feel you can to make a difference. We write meditation groups, as I've always talked about. So when you're going into meditation, you are creating thought action. I have proven this by many different meditation groups that have been held on this channel, and towards where it's storms, whether it's earthquakes, whether it's equilibrium, whether it's seeing change taking place, a lot of it has come together shortly afterwards. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the power of meditation. That's something else that you can do, right? Put your own thought action, but most importantly, take care of yourself. Most importantly, all right? And as you take care of yourself and you start to become a shining example of what you want to be, now you can be a shining light for others. Now when other people come to you, you've got yourself together. You're ready to help. Okay? Very good. Thank you, Ian. Let's go to CSK here. Hi, my question is for Jonas about healing the little baby I'm pregnant with, who is due to arrive in exactly 2 months. He's got some heart issues. So you don't need a Jonas for this, okay? This is what I've talked about. I think I helped another pregnant woman. Not too sure if it was you or somebody else. But it's the white light breath, okay? That's all that you need to do. My friends, 2 techniques. That's it. Trauma Transcendence Technique. Free 10-day course. It's on the homepage of wisdomtransmissions.com. Please spread the word about this, because I have a lot of people that are running to me saying, Brad, I'm in chaos. My daughter did this. My son did that. I'm having this problem. I'm having that problem. And I said, have you done the Trauma Transcendence Technique e-course? No, what's that? Really? Okay, so wisdomtransmissions.com is my website. That's where you go to book sessions with me. But also, if you're on the front of the homepage, you scroll down a little bit, you will see the sign-up form. You put your name, you put your email, you hit submit, and you will get the emails coming to you. That will be 10 days worth of emails to look into the Trauma Transcendence Technique e-course. Okay, and it's free. Free. It's free. Okay, and I'm doing that because this is something that everybody should have with them. This is an education that I'm giving freely to people, and it has an accumulation of many years of looking into deep states of healing to find out which work the best, and that is what is in TTT. Please work with Trauma Transcendence Technique. Do I have to come to your house and knock on your door and leave a little pamphlet there? Here's Trauma Transcendence Technique. Please use it. I don't think I can do that, but at least I'm doing it through here. I'm virtually knocking on your door, right? And I'm leaving that little pamphlet there. And I emphasize this, everybody, because it's so important. I'm trying to put myself out of a job, right? Where you guys can look at these things and see it for what it is and say, oh my God, it's just about TTT. And it's so simple. That's it. We make it difficult. My friends, you're the gatekeepers. You're what makes things hard. It's not your family. It's not your friends. It's not your politicians. It's you. You're the one that is making it almost impossible for yourself to evolve. It's on you. Because nobody else can live your life. Nobody else can decide your life. Nobody else can make decisions for you, right? You have to get on your own side here. I can sweet talk you to the moon and back about how wonderful this is. But if you are not willing to put in the time, then there's nothing that can be done. Helping you is then impossible, okay? Help yourself first. And therefore, help me help you. And that's the key. Okay, so trauma transcendence technique, number 1. Number 2, white light breath. Okay, if you have not seen the white light breath technique video, you go onto YouTube, you go onto the search bar, Brad Johnson, white light breath. Okay, and it'll come up and it'll be there. And this is something you can do for your child. Okay, so when your child is in your womb, all you're doing is you're spending a moment just connecting with the white light breath. Okay, I don't care if you're visual or not. You don't need to be visual, but just feel it. Just like you're holding a white ball in between your hands, like you see me doing right now. And I want you to put the intention of the white light ball with your thoughts saying, this is going to improve the health of my son's heart, right? My little baby, if it's a boy, if it's a girl, if I don't know, the child's heart is going to be improved with me doing the white light breath because it works, my friends. It's based on you. If you put a lot of power behind that white light breath, you're going to make miracles happen, right? So remember how much you love your little baby inside you. Put that love in the light. Breathe in for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3. And then as you exhale, you're breathing out all the stagnancy, like you're taking all the things that represent the harm of the heart in your baby, and you're breathing it out through your breath. Okay, your baby works through you. You're providing it its living environment. Okay, and you're the one able to detoxify it. This is something that you have the power to do. It's a beautiful experience, right? And breathing that stagnant energy out. Repeat, 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 until you intuitively feel, okay, I've done the work for today, for my child. Fantastic. Okay, that is all I'm teaching all of you to do. 2 simple techniques that can radically change your life if you're willing to change. If you're not, can't do anything for you. It's impossible. If you're not willing to change, you will continue to suffer for the rest of your life until you decide, I'm doing this. I'm going to make a difference, because me fighting with the outside world isn't the answer, because I know this, my friends. I've done it and it doesn't work. You have to go within. And this is why I'm so adamant about sharing that with you, because as somebody who has done this, who is teaching you his experiences, I can tell you that when you go inside and when you clean yourself up, it works. But you fighting with your family, you worrying about all these things, you're worrying about the external and thinking that you have to get involved and put on the boxing gloves with the external, doesn't work, right? So I want you to sit with that. Be aware of that. Many of you who have been here many times know what I talk about. So I want you to please look into that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Thank you, CSK. So all the best to you and your little baby. White light breath, okay?
White light breath is amazing. I did that with my back the other day when I pulled it. And within, I would say even within that 24 hours, it was 95% almost.
Oh, well, there you go. That's it. Even if you can get to like this, even if you get to 50% better, you're doing super well, right? If you're already saying, it feels like a 50% increase, that's great. And I only did it like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now let's double it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I double it, now it's like 90, 95%. That's it. You're already making yourself 50 to 95% better. That's incredible. That's a lot of what I did when I dislocated the shoulder. I did a lot of breath work, and that majorly helped. That helped more than all the crap they were giving me in the hospital. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next question here. This is Sherry at A State of Bliss. I just want to thank you both for what you bring to the community. I do the breathing practices. Oh, someone's actually doing it? Wow. You see how that makes me feel when somebody says, Brad, I'm doing the practices? My jaw's about to drop, right? Thank you. That's what I love to hear, right? So you got happy Brad coming on now. Right? I do the breathing practices, have salt baths in my home. That's great too. And I'm now diving into mindful, massive love. Well, I appreciate that, Sherry. That was wonderful. I'm so happy that you shared that because, like I said, when I hear people like you sharing this, it's going to encourage other people to do this because, like I said, I can praise it to the moon and back. But until I actually hear from you guys and saying, guys, I have tried Brad's TTT. I have done the 10 days. I have done more in those 10 days with my life than years of psychiatric advising and counseling and all that stuff combined. And I've had people who said that, but of course they don't want to share it publicly, right? They always come to me and do it. Say, please share it publicly. But I do have a few testimonials up on the course from day 1 to day 10. So you can always check that as well. Well, Sherry, thank you so much for that. And thank you for the donation. Blessings to you. And thank you for sharing that. That's inspirational. It made me smile there. That's good. That's a rare thing. I'm kidding. I smile quite a bit. So. All right. Let's go down to some other donation-based questions here. Okay. Okay. So this one here is, Adronis, how do I heal plaque psoriasis? Okay. You don't need Adronis for this. Okay. This is something that I've also talked about pertaining to plaque psoriasis. White light breath. Okay, so when you're looking at any particular skin condition, often there's a connection to the liver. Okay, so you also want to make sure that you're doing a couple of different things. Number 1, clean out your liver, do a liver cleanse. Number 2, you may want to look into ozone. Okay, ozone also helps, especially if you have an area of plaque psoriasis, that they can actually inject ozone into that area to help clean it up. Okay, so ozone is good. Working together with the white light breath is good, okay? And liver cleanse, right? Liver is deeply connected to the tissues of the skin. So when you start cleaning out the liver, that is going to help you, okay? Adronis has always said whenever there's a psoriasis issue, it points back to the liver. So we need to clean out the liver altogether. Great. Okay, so thank you for your question, Christopher. All right, let's go down a bit more. This is from Christopher Rivers, another Christopher Rivers. Okay, no, it's the same guy. Okay, I didn't get a follow-up question for him, so all right. Let me go down a bit further. Okay, I got Carbon Bruce here. I got people leaving donations, but no top. Okay. Okay. Corbon Bruce says, Adronis, how do I end ritual abuse attack? It's not about the outside, right? I'm just telling you this, guys, because the questions that you ask is something that Adronis has shared, rather than me taking some time to bring him in and talk to you about it. This is just things that, he's talked about quite a bit. Whenever there's been ritual abuse attack, this should be the first thing that you're doing. Okay? That is the intervention fleet symbol. If you are at a loss, if you can't contact me, because I get a lot of people who tell me about ritual abuse, I get a lot of people telling me about psychic attack, I get a lot of people telling me about gang stalking, I get a lot of people telling me about they're a targeted individual, I get a lot of people telling me that they have implants in their body. And sometimes they're right and sometimes they're not, right? And like I said, all of this can end by doing this. That's what you're doing, okay? So you form your hand like the letter L. You take your other hand like it's a line and you put it right here and you put out your call. If you have exhausted all other options and you do not know what to do and you need help, right? I'm getting piles and piles of people coming to me for sessions. And if I can't get back to you, I apologize. I get a lot of people emailing each day, okay? I want you to do this, okay? Look at it. That is the intervention symbol. And I have talked about this going back to like 2014. This is an 11-year-old symbol. And I've had so many people that have come to me and said, Brad, I did that symbol. I was desperate. I needed help. I went to bed in the middle of the night. I saw this light coming into my room. I felt so much better when I woke up the next morning. I feel like things are shifting. Then that's what you do. You need to put out a call for intervention. If you are not willing to work on yourself internally, then an emergency backup is the intervention sign, okay? Because Adronis knows these fleets. These fleets stand by. They have always been within the star system. They even go beyond that as well, too. Sometimes it's even secret space program. Okay, there's a lot of different outlets that are available as soon as you do this, but they only come to you based on your sincerity. They're not just going to come because you do this, right? Just because I'm doing this right now. Doesn't mean I'm going to get an intervention fleet visit, right? They know, like, oh, Brad's fine. He doesn't need us, right? That's kind of their mentality. But like, if it's looking at this, right, and if it's really, really something that's sincere, that's wholehearted, that's desperate, please, I have exhausted every particular option. I am going through heavy ritual abuse. I have implants in my body. I really want to get this taken care of. Brad's too busy to look at me right now. Please help me, okay? Intervention fleets, okay? So that is what I want you to do, Corbin. That, okay? Any of you who are watching this right now, I'm doing my best to help a lot of you, okay? But I got a lot of people coming to me. So if you feel, Brad, I have an AI implant, Brad, I have entity attachments, Brad, I'm trying to do my inner work, but as I'm doing this inner work, this is almost becoming unbearable. And that's what you do. This is what you do. If you value the advice I give you, that's what you do. Okay? It is the intervention fleets, because I've heard from so many people who have come back to me the next day after I do a broadcast like this with the intervention fleet symbol, and they have had miraculous turnarounds. Right? So that's something you might introduce.
I was going to say, I learned something today. I don't think I recall that.
So that's the intervention fleet. So even if you're getting bombarded with stuff on this, okay? I mean, you have me, of course, but you know, and I tell you, are you going within? Are you looking in? Sometimes I'll just scan her real quick, and maybe I'll pick out some things that are there. But like I said, I'm doing my best to work with you, but I'm only one person, okay? And I get hundreds of you contacting me quite a bit, and I'm doing what I can, but I am just one man. So please, intervention fleets if you need help, okay? So Carbon, that's what you do specifically regarding ritual abuse, gang stalking, targeted individuals, implants, etc. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's go down a bit further. I think that's all the donation-based chats questions we have for now. So let's go up to some of the free ones. Okay, I think I'll let Breanne tackle this one. Hi to you both. Brad, can you tell us about... Brad, can you guys, Breanne's here, you know. I'm going to include Breanne into this too, okay? What can you tell us about the well of Santa Cristina in Italy? Who built it and way? I don't understand.
I'm not really too sure.
I'm not too sure. Santa Cristina in Italy. About the well? I'm sorry, guys. If I don't have a familiarity with the topic, I can't answer, okay? I have to have a little bit more of a background with that. I'm not aware of everything that's going on in the world, right? So, guys, if you do have questions like that, please make sure I'm kind of familiar with it first. Brad, are you familiar with that? If not, look it up, and I can get back to you. So, Mary, maybe that's another question for another time, okay? Maybe look that in. I just don't have a passing familiarity, and for me to look it up, and it takes a bit of time, okay? So let's answer that at another time. Okay, hi Brad and Breanne. Do you see any devastating natural calamities for New Delhi, India for 2025?
Interesting, because I actually did my shared my February energy report with the crystal ball in Ontario just the other day, and I was strongly getting something for India, you guys. I don't know if this is specifically New Delhi. I mean, we'll pull some cards on it today and see what's coming up, but there was something in terms of I was getting a potential, I was seeing like I don't know if it was a fault line or a potential lightning strike. But what was interesting also in the cards, we had the storm with a huge lightning strike in between. But I do see, unfortunately, a pretty moderate situation happening in India. And I was getting more of the south, okay, you guys? Oh, just flung all my cards everywhere. So let's see what the cards have to say specifically for New Delhi. But yeah, I was definitely getting the south, somewhere in the south when it comes to India for a devastation. That came out in my crystal ball report. I don't see necessarily any like big catastrophic things coming out for New Delhi. It looks like if there is anything with the Seven of Cups energy, it's going to be something that will be able to be kind of even be deterred a little bit too. Because what I found interesting is when I was looking into my crystal ball with India, there was something about a mass prayer, like tons of individuals getting together. And I feel like some of this, there's a lot of people I feel like that are waking up right now. And they're going to start to question and ask things and come together more on a collective level. But if something is happening, I did get something with South India, but New Delhi, I'm not getting anything catastrophic, which is coming up here.
Okay, I can take a look at that.
Well, yeah, what do you get about that one?
So New Delhi is the issue that you're talking about?
Yeah, she was asking about New Delhi.
Okay, So I lost the question. Okay, right here. Yeah. Natural calamities for New Delhi, India in 2025. No, I'm not really seeing the idea of a natural calamity. There's going to be shakeups, of course. There's going to be road bumps. There's going to be speed bumps. There's going to be some turbulence along the way. But no, I don't think that's where we're going. In 2025, things are going to be getting better, not worse. Okay, so there still is going to be some shakeup. Like I said, you're still looking at a lot of the old globalists that are losing their power and will want to do something to try to launch these attacks. But these attacks are going to fizzle out very quickly. It's like a burst and then it fizzles out. Okay, there's going to be a lot of protection around the world. There's a lot more changes that are happening behind the scenes that is much more fundamentally positive. And it's not leading to a war outbreak or anything of that nature. I'm not seeing any, country being destroyed or anything of that nature. Shakeups, right? Speed bumps, turbulence, yes, but nothing in regards to all-out calamities or massive destruction that would cost the lives of millions. Okay, nothing like that. Sometimes there are situations where hundreds may be hurt or taken out, but not to the point where it is a massive loss of life. That's exactly what's actually being scaled down now. So turbulence, yes, but calamity, no.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of protection here. So
yes, yeah, especially around India. India is getting a lot of that. So India has a lot of protection. It's the spiritual capital of the entire planet. So there's a lot of protection around India. Okay. So thank you for your question. Let's move on. Okay. Here's one from Martin Howard. Hey, Brad and Breanne. The genetic eye disease Stargardt, it sounds like a Star Trek name, can be healed with Radiate or other Etherics products. Thank you. Yes, I mean, basically I have developed certain products that are specifically for the eyes, right? So even if you have the Etherics cloth right here, this is also meant for the eyes, okay? And this is also something that I use when I had my dislocated shoulder. I would have selenite, and I would have this, and I would put it over my shoulder, and I'd start doing some breath work. And it would just feel so much better. I'd just do that for a few minutes, and the pain just kind of numbed away. And like I said, I felt like 95% better. It wasn't 100%, but it was about 95% better. So I used the cloth. I can also put the cloth over the eyes as well, too. Okay. As I've talked to people about, and I know this is a controversial thing that I've talked about, people who wear glasses, you need to be careful. Okay. That's cocaine for your eyes. Again, like I had to wear glasses for a certain time, but I hated wearing them. I put them down and said, I'm not wearing these things, right? Because I could see what they were doing to my eyes. I could see how I was trying to generate a dependency with those glasses, and I said, I'm not wearing these things. I do not like wearing them and seeing what they're doing to my eyes. I could actually feel the prana being removed from my eyes. It's gross, right? And that's basically what it is. It's like a lens. A lens is basically just pulling out prana in your eyes, and it's reinforcing the integrity of your eyes. Glasses cause such sophisticated strain. If you actually talk to people who know the inside truth of people who wear glasses, they said it's one of the worst things you can ever do for your eyes. And if you're wearing them consistently for years, you're going to generate macular degeneration, you're going to have cataracts, you're going to have all those things. So what I would suggest is that people who are wearing glasses and are watching this, only wear them if absolutely necessary. Right? If you have the ability to not wear them for a time, take an Etherics cloth like this, put it over your eyes just like that, right? Even grab the new sunglasses. We have sunglasses. We also have some clear ones. I think.
Yeah,
we have clear glasses. We have clear glasses. We have sunglasses as well too. Put those over because they're not going to cause the strain. The prana there is actually helping to work in circulating the prana within your eyes, and it's not causing that problem, and that's programmed into the glasses, right? So glasses is good. The orgonite necklaces that we have, the Taurus necklaces that we have, the bracelets are also very good. Anything that you're wearing on your person, okay? We also have the eye spray. Eye spray works wonders, right? When I start spraying that in my eyes, I can feel like the prana just working, coming back, okay? So these are very simple things. And like I said, they're refillable bottles. So once you're done, you just refill it again with water, and there you go. You're basically just paying for the technology of the bottle, right? You just fill it with water, and then you just spray it, right? So it works really well. As, of course, we're going to be getting into spring season, we also have the charged spray that keeps mosquitoes away, that keeps ticks away, that keeps all kinds of pests away as well, too. That's available. That's also a skin enhancer at the same time. So we have the charge spray, we have the eye spray, we have the sunglasses, we have the washcloths, right? These are things that you can actually use that really majorly improve your eyesight. I was able to heal my eyesight by, number one, working with the Etheric sunglasses, Number 2, working with the organite, right? And of course, I would do some meditations as well. But after about 8 to 12 weeks, I had to kind of pick up. So, well, I'm not squinting it. I'm not going like this anymore, right? And I could see, even right now, I can still see the screen completely clear, right? So before then, I was like squinting, and my left eye was the culprit. And it was just degrading more and more over time. I didn't wear glasses, but I just wasn't taking care of it. I was staring in front of screens. And LEDs, of course, is not good. LEDs also causes deterioration with your body. So even if you're still feeling better, but you're still in front of a lot of screens, you want to make sure you're staying consistent with it, because that can always come back, because LEDs cause that strain at the same time. Okay, Martin, thank you for that. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, my eyes have been really dry lately, and I've been using the spray. Sometimes in the morning, just get up, put the spray on your eyes, and it just feels so rejuvenating.
It is. It rejuvenates your entire eye. I was like, oh, this is so nice and refreshing. Yeah, I love it. It's great.
And I have to say, I haven't used the glasses a whole lot, but every time I have used them, I feel it automatically. It's incredible, actually, with the glasses. I should use them more.
I keep losing my sunglasses.
Oh, maybe I'm taking
people stealing them. Right? Oh, this is nice. I'm cute this way. So I look, okay, I think it's in my truck, and I'm looking for my truck. It's not there. Like, where is it? Where'd it go? I'm looking in my bag. It's not there. It's just like they're up. I'm glad we have quite a few in stock, but still, I have my favorites. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Here's one from Julie. Julie says, will my invention make a lot of money? Oh, I'd like to know what your invention is. I guess we'll get Breanne to look into the cards to see how your invention is, but I'm curious to see what you've invented. I don't know if I got a follow-up on that, but as one inventor to another, congratulations. So Bueller and Associates help me. Okay.
Ace of Cups. Look at you inventing away there.
Yeah, that's good.
It looks really, really positive. Yeah, I mean, there could be some little bumps in the road in terms of getting things off the ground. I don't know if this is actual, patenting it or that kind of thing with the King of Swords, but it's getting the logical and the paperwork and stuff together. But I think you're absolutely on the right track here. I think it has the potential to bring a lot of prosperity, especially with that Ace of Wands. So we do have a little bit of that Ten of Swords. So it may take, again, a little bit of work and the grind of it all. I mean, I don't know what's involved in launching something.
Yeah, the feeling may be you may not be settled with one person. Look into many different people who can help you.
Yeah, for sure. And don't, that's what I mean. If for some, look at the justice on the back. So this could be in regards to certain, the paperwork.
Yeah,
and all
some
that kind
people
of
may
thing.
try to rip you off. So just be careful with that. Right?
Yeah.
You have to kind of look at a few people and you have to get a feeling, right? Your only answer is going to be through your own discernment. You have to be careful. This is why I've actually avoided putting Radiate Regen as a patent, because it's not a patent. It is copyrighted, it is trademarked, but it's not really a patent in that sense. It's an invention, but as it's being seen as a video software, I don't think I need to really patent it, at least not yet. I'm just not too sure about that industry right now. So there's a lot of thieves in that industry. So just be careful. Make sure you're kind of using your discernment and be wise on that. Right?
Yeah, and just to kind of finish off with that as well, because your other question was, will the Bueller and Associates help you? Again, potentially yes, but like Brad was saying, it's interesting that he was saying that, and then
we're getting like a thief card.
Look at the Seven of Swords that came out, and this is about
so maybe overcharging you or something of that nature.
So shop around, especially Two of Pentacles. Is look at other options and get a second opinion as well before signing any documents.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, great. All the best with your invention. Good job.
It looks really good.
Okay, let's go to David here. David says, question for Adrona. So let me see if I can pull up this question. I think it's on the bottom. Okay, here we go. This one's from David. Question for Adronis. Why was the Wall of China actually built? The windows for the arrows seem to be on the inside instead of the outside. Like to keep something out, but not keep safe from outside. Right? Thank you. We thank you very much for your question, and that's very good that you're figuring that out. Why do you think it's called the Great Wall of China? It's not a wall to keeping out, but it's the idea of much more in that sense like herding cattle inwardly. It is the idea in that sense that basically represents the edge of a wall that contained territory that represented the nature of the internality of China, rather than the idea of feeling that the Chinese wall, or the wall of China, would be to keep out other intruders, because not really. That was really not its nature. It really is no more different than, as you would say, as the border wall that is looking to be erected around the United States, basically helping to keep the interior of the United States safe, even though it may help to keep out others. It's a wall that is therefore being carefully monitored. It is much more into the benefit of looking into the internality and the security of the Chinese back at that time. So that again is why the windows were facing much more internally. It represented much more of an internal security structure. All right. We thank you for your question. Okay, very good. Thank you very much, David, for your question. How are we on time? We got about a half hour left. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay. Oh, someone says you look pretty today, honey. That's what I was saying to her this morning too.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see. Hello from Calgary. I just booked a reading. Okay, good. Okay, here's one from Peace Gem. Is a big crash oncoming for economies? Is there a big crash coming up? Okay, so I'll take a look at that through the Akasha, just to show me the file. I'm not getting that, no. Change and overhaul, that will be coming to many different economies. But the idea of an economy sinking a ship where it's going to be completely and totally obliterated, no. Okay. So renewing something, overhauling things, right? Going through great changes, watching the old, kind of like watching the old cancers of it fade away and refreshing and rejuvenating that particular economy. Okay. That's what I feel is coming. So big change, a little bit of turbulent times, but nothing in regards to a major crash that would vanquish that particular economy.
Yeah, this is looking really positive. I mean, we do have that tower, which could indicate things being kind of turbulent here. But if you look at this, we have justice and the strength with the Ace of Cups and the outcome, surrounded by the Sun and Seven of Pentacles. This is really, really positive, you guys. So yes, right now there is that turbulent time in terms of things need to be, you know, taken down and reshaped and remolded, but we are absolutely headed into something beautiful.
Well,
that's
the
exciting.
Cancer being taken out of the system right now. So again, all of these systems have been ill. They are inventions created by man, right? And those inventions, those economies will stand for quite some time. And like I said, it's just a matter of being refreshed. It's a matter of it being rejuvenated, but we have to take out the sickness. The sickness is what's being taken out of there because it's sick, it's ill. It's serving the select few and not the many. That's what needs to change it. So if we're seeing a crash, it's a crash of the few that have been controlling it. And it's going to be a renewal to the many that are going to be able to use it. Right? Yeah. That's the key.
Oh, I'm excited with that, though. That looks really good.
No, it's going to be good. Like I said, things are moving forward, guys. Everybody, oh my God, for a few years, I've had people just thinking that we're in doomsday, right? That it's the end of days, that we're not going to see the times ahead. We can't last the next few months. And said, yes, you will, guys. Yes, you will. You will certainly learn. You will get through it, right? This is not going to be a permanent thing. It is intense. It's like I said, we're riding our wild wave right now, but we're trudging to the end of that tunnel and you're seeing the light right now. And it's coming in. Okay, let's go down a little bit more here. Okay, so anybody who wants a reading, please make sure that you're leaving a donation, okay? We just do personal readings by donation. Okay, let's see here. Something from Linda here. I have joined the Wellness Club, the Wellness Hub in Calgary, and had a wolf non-surgical body therapy with a dear friend yesterday. So grateful. Oh, okay, that sounds good. Thank you, Linda, for sharing that. I think you guys are just having conversations in the chat. So let's see, how are we doing here? Okay, so again, guys, if personal readings, please make sure you leave by donation. Okay, here's one from Celia. Celia says, hi, what are archons? Are they negative AI? Archons have many different forms of manifestation. Some of them can see them as parasitical beings. Some of them can see them as AI. Some of them can see them as non-organics. They're basically ones that are creating like a particular grid dimensionally in that sense. Archon energy. It even goes back even to like ancient lore as well too. where you have ones that basically serve the darkness, right? They're darkness servers. They're all about materialism. They're all about the materialistic, and they will work through people, trying to basically, if you would understand, like AI prophets, for example, or people who prophesy the nature of material reality, right? So they're much more of an influence in that way if I'm looking at archons altogether, right? But their entire establishment is falling apart, right? So a lot of these spiders' webs, so to speak, that have been created and crisscrossed between dimensions are now starting to fall apart altogether. You want to look at archons, go ahead.
I mean, that five of swords was coming up on the back when I was thinking about them.
Exactly. So there you go.
Yeah.
So yes, they often represent parasitic groups. Like I said, they can be non-organic, they can be inorganic, they can be AI. There's many different interpretations of the archons. I don't think we have one definite interpretation, but they would represent a force that is much more about the materialistic, right? If we're looking at the inverted pentagram, that would very much be the representation of their energy. Archons, or as I've referred to them as soul rebels, right? Soul rebels, basically, in that sense, where they feel that they are getting.
I feel like they're pretty rebellious.
Yeah, they're basically soul rebels. They think they're gods. They think that they are the ones that can create. They think that they're the ones that run things, right? And they will often incite that rule. There have been so much psychic implants and psychic infiltration on this planet pertaining to such groups. I would really see the archons as kind of a group, rather than just the idea of one particular species, or if it is a species, or if it's AI. It's a combination of different things. A lot of people have different interpretations of what the archons are, but they primarily represent these rogue groups that are trying to instill materialistic thinking, right? They're really about service to self mentality. That's their nature. So whether you're looking at inorganics, AI, parasitical beings, soul rebels, right? That's what I would call them all together. So it's a mixture of different things. So are they negative? They're not ones you want to invite over for breakfast. No. So I would say they have a regressive tendency in that sense, but a lot of it is just programmed states of ego.
Yeah, it looks like they're wreaking some havoc here a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so here's one here. Linda, can you see anything about the 400 ostriches in BC that the dark side agents want to kill off? I didn't even know we had ostriches in BC. The dark side agents want to kill off every first. I've never heard of anything like that. Right? I was not even aware that we even have ostriches in BC. Where do we have ostriches? I have to look that up.
Yeah.
BC has ostriches? I've never heard of that. Ostriches, BC, Canada. It's definitely not in our neck of the woods. Okay. To stop ostrich. Okay, yeah. So apparently there's Universal Ostrich Farms. That's in Edgewood, BC. Okay, so it's further in the interior. I did not know that. I had no idea that we had ostrich colony in that sense. So okay, very interesting. Well, if you want to look that up.
All right. So can we see anything going on with the ostriches? I feel like they're being protected, though. I feel like there's still a lot of good energy here.
Yeah, I feel like there's going to be intervention to come in to prevent any genocide like that from happening. But I'm surprised that we have ostriches in BC.
Yeah, I mean, I have really good energy here when it comes to that, especially with we've got that high priest.
Yeah, I think there'll be rights and defenses
exactly
about that.
I was going to say there's some kind of rules and regulations when it comes to this.
So that'll be getting under control here very soon.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, very good. Let's go down a bit more here. Okay. So then we're going to take two more questions, everybody. Then I think we're going to be wrapping up after that. So this one here is from MLK. Will France get a great president in the next election? Kind of like a Trump clone. Let's take a look here. If France would do it. It will be a much better person. I can't say if he'll be a Trump clone, but it'll be a much more better person than what they have right now. So was it Macron? Macron, the French president? Yeah. So no, he'll be kicking. He's like the Trudeau of France, right? And so of course we have our Trudeau here, or now it's was it Mark Carney now who's in charge? Right?
Ooh,
which is probably even worse than him. So
yeah, he looks pretty rough there with that.
Pretty rough.
With that president. Wow. But there is look at that
with
death
Macron,
card.
Yeah, with Macron is terrible.
Yeah, with that death card, it looks like a big transformation when it comes to a new leader. And we do have that new leadership coming there with that king or queen. I almost wonder, look at, we got a female.
Yeah, Macron,
there
like I
too.
said, is the Trudeau of France. He's not good. And
Yeah.
so my feeling is somebody new is going to take the place and be a lot better than him.
Yeah, this is France overcoming victory, so it does look like it is a bit of a tough road. You know, it looks like a lot of with that Five of Pentacles. It doesn't. Same with Trudeau. How much, you know, how crazy, how much chaos and craziness has he caused out here? And it looks like this is the same kind of energy in France. But it does look like there is a transformation and an overcoming. There's a victory here, but
yeah, I mean, if you have a political party that are talking a lot like how Trump is, then I would say that's your next party. That's your next president with that. So it's kind of like here in Canada, we have Pierre Poilievre, right, who's basically talking about, in a sense, similar to Trump, right? And so France will also have that equivalent as well, too. I can't say there'll be a Trump clone, but they'll have ideals similar to that idea. A lot of the new leaders that are going to be coming in once the new elections start with different countries are going to start bringing in people that are much more in alignment to that, right? Because that's the way the world's changing.
Yeah.
Corrupt isn't going to last anymore. This is their last hurrah. Once they're out of office, they are not going to be allowed to come back in again. So that's what I can say for every country. Okay. All right. Let's go to one last question here. Then we're going to wrap up today. This one here is from Grow. Grow says, can you see if NATO will be changed or closed down? NATO is on the way out, right? I would basically say that it can almost be like a bankrupt organization altogether, but we'll take a look at that. Because we're going to see a fall of, like the World Health Organization, NATO itself. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be continued to expose. It's not going to happen right away, but over the next few years, I think it's going to dissolve and turn into something else. So it could be a few more years before that happens. But there's going to be more and more distrust. There's going to be more and more data dumps about NATO, about how crooked it is, about how insufficient it is, about how unnecessary it is. And it is eventually going to be either number one or two things. One, dissolved, or two, overhauled into something better. And I think it might be number two.
I was going to say, I feel like it's a bit more of number two from what I'm getting. I got a big old yes confirmation when I said, will it be closed? So, and I think that also did come out in one of my crystal ball readings as well. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot of harmony and, people coming together here. So I feel like as Brad was saying, this is something that will be, evolved into something much, much better.
Yeah, same with the WHO. That's going to be dissolved and turned into something better, right? It's actually going to have something, like I said, everything that really has those evil hands, playing the puppet strings with a lot of these organizations, especially like the UN. The UN is going to change, right? The NATO is going to change. World Health Organization is going to change. All of these different organizations that are international that have been having these sinister puppet hands above them, those strings are going to be cut away. So everything on this planet is going to change. It may take a few years, but as that happens, all of these things are being cut away. It goes back to what I've always been saying. Not a single stone is going to be left unturned. Everything is going to change. And what we're seeing here with Trump, with leading the states in the way that he is, and we're seeing people who are just shocked. And I said, I knew Trump was going to do all this stuff, right? So as soon as he gets in the office, he's going to go right to business. He's going to have this pile of paperwork here, and he's going to do it all. And here we go, we're doing it. He's doing exactly what I said he would be doing. As soon as he gets in, it's like almost as soon as he's ready to get into there on inauguration night, he's going to have a stack of these folders. He's going to pull out every single one, and he's going to be so transparent with everybody. That's the great thing about Trump, is he's so transparent, right? Of course, I'm not too sure about them telling the truth about the drones, though, where they say a lot of it's FAA. I said, no, there's more to it than that. So they're partially telling the truth, but they're not telling the full truth of that. There's a lot more pertaining to the drones than what they're saying as well, too, of course, governments, right? But nonetheless, he's basically just going right to work, and he's going to be cleaning up this entire Western hemisphere majorly. And this is going to lead to eventually a North American Union. Okay, so Canada, United States, Mexico is basically going to become one country, right? Or basically other three countries, but under one umbrella, right? So the North American Union would basically allow free access between Canada, United States, and Mexico, right? So it's almost like acting like one country, even though they have their own rules and policies as a country, but you'll have that kind of immunity with everybody between Canada down to Mexico that's actually going to be able to share all the land. So the North American Union is coming. And I've talked about that years ago too. that's about to happen. I think that's going to be, well, maybe next couple of years. That's going to start coming together. Okay, so everybody, that is our questions for today. So again, Breanne, we'll just remind everybody what your website is. It's readingswithbrianne.com. Okay, you got your 15% discount.
Yeah, 15%. That's up for probably the next 48 hours, or January 31st, let's say. And so yeah, I have tarot readings, Reiki healings, Zoom sessions as well if you guys are interested. So
great.
You can reach out to me there.
And again, guys, radiateregen.com. Like I said, if you're tired of that scandal that's going on with the e-systems, this is what I've always said. Radiate Regen is so much more cheaper, right? You pay $2,000 for a commercial license or a private home license. That's it. After that, then I give you some recommendations from some hardware, some good quality and affordable hardware that you can use to put this into your home, or again, to put it in your business, because I'm going to be upgrading the Radiate Regen video interface. If there's going to be more features to it, it's going to have astrology. Energies that's going to be working with you at the same time, right?
I'm excited for that.
Yes, there's going to be major amplifications to all of the symbols on the screen as well too. There's going to be amplifications to all of the components that are contained in the interface, and all you need is something like a tablet or a PC monitor, or again a smart TV. Any of those three are fine. And if you're saying, okay, Brad, I'd like to create an 8-screen, okay, I can give you some ideas of what you can do to make that happen, right? You'll get access to a members area. You'll be able to watch the video tutorials. You'll be able to talk to me if you want to learn how to set things up as well too. So again, this is a much cheaper and affordable alternative where there are no scandals behind it, because I am the actual inventor of this, right? It was kind of disappointing that happened, but it kind of made sense to me about all these things of problems that I had with the systems, but I didn't want to say anything because I respect the system, right? But now that I saw how it's turning into a scam, so okay, I guess I can kind of cut loose a little bit here and go off a little bit on them. But no, I'm very disappointed of what they have done and how they have basically gypped people off, right? Spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on something that's cheap, right? On cheap garbage hardware. And that's a joke. And you can take it from a person who used to build computers, who knows quite a bit about those particular types of mechanics. You guys have gotten ripped off big time, right? So again, if you're going to Radiate Regen, you're not going to get ripped off. You're just purchasing for the software, and I'd give you recommendations for your hardware that will easily be set up together, okay? So please check that out, not to mention our commission rates, right? So if you say, okay, Brad, I have a best friend who runs a wellness center. I know they would love to have Radiate Regen on there. Great. Okay, if they sign up and they finalize purchase, then you, my friend, are getting $360 US commission for that referral. Pretty cool, huh? So go ahead and check that out, radiateregen.com. Of course, we have the Radiate app that you can download, the free app, radiateapp.com. That'll take you to the webpage where you can download it on Google Play or Apple Store. Now remember, the mobile app is not fully compatible with all phones. Okay, some phones have had trouble with it, and I've tried to work with my developers to try and get it. It's just how it is. Some phones can do it well, some phones can't. If your phone is having problems with Radiate, please go to the Radiate browser app. Okay, it's a browser. It works on everything, so it can work on your TV, your tablet, your phone, everything. So you would go to radiate.online. Okay, so that's RAYD8.online. I believe the link is also on radiateapp.com for our browser app. Okay, so utilize that if the mobile app is giving you any kind of trouble for your phone or your tablet. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me this week. Thank you, Breanne, for joining us. And we'll see you again next week. I'll see if I can bring on a video or two this week as well, too. Been really busy with the Adept Chronicles, so I'm building that. Right?
He's working very hard on that.
Oh, I know. I got this story in my head, and I want to get it all out. It's going to be really exciting. It's everything that I'm teaching here, but coming together in kind of like a space fantasy sci-fi type mentality. It's going to be great. Thank you, guys. Blessings to you all. Take care. Talk to you next week. Namaskar.
Bye,
May it be
guys.
well with you. Bye for now.